Halftime, and I can't wait until France goes full throttle with tax hikes. Remember socialist French President Francois Hollande, the new French president, he's vowing to impose a 75% tax on his top earners. And believe it or not, I'm for it. I'm all for it. I'm for the French hiking taxes so much, not because, not because it's good for the economy, because I think it'll be disastrous for their economy. And once President Obama looks over at France and sees all the rich fleeing from there, maybe, he's not going to think twice about his own tax the rich plan here. Wealth manager George Jarkesy, George, I defend me on this. I think we have a good chance to watch a laboratory in motion in the French and to see what happens when they jack those rates up.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. We've already had a number of laboratories over the last 100 years, though, right here in America. And so over time and time again, they try the same thing over. And now, most recently, in France, they're going to try it. But we just had it recently in 2008 in Maryland.
So what's going to happen? Where are these people going to go?
Well, already people are starting to pack up and head out. Over the last several months, you see a lot of law firms there, a lot of accounting firms starting to help people move out. You're also seeing corporations, big corporations, rethink their plans and pull out. You're also seeing corporations that might have put executives in France reconsider that. And so you're going to see that continue in France.
So if this is the case and they jack these rates up to 75%, a lot of people in this country say, well, it used to be higher than that here. What was it, Eisenhower administration? Back then it was 90%. But I'll never forget Donald Trump's words when they brought the tax, when Ronald Reagan brought the tax rate down to 28%. He says, bring the tax rate back up, but give me back my deductions. That's the whole key. It doesn't matter what the top rate is if you've got lots of deductions in there.
Well, that's true, but we're still paying a substantial amount. You've got about 88% of the taxes are paid by the top 25% of Americans. And you've got half of Americans not paying taxes at all. And so if you tax, let's just say the 1% deal was real and Obama wasn't misleading the country. If you taxed every dollar of every 1%er above $1 million, you still wouldn't be able to pay the deficit spending that they're doing. And that's where the real problem is. In the last 40 years, we've increased government spending by 280%, while household incomes have only gone up 24%.
Yeah, but you know what they're counting on, George? They're counting on people not moving. They're going, it's just too much of a hassle, so therefore they'll get them.
Yeah, they're not right about that. They're going to get a little bit of a bump right out of the gate, but they're going to see very quickly it's going to equal less revenues, and the money is going to go to flight. You've had 2.5 million people leave the state of New York. You have people leaving mass exodus California, people leaving Illinois, a third of the high-income people in Maryland left.
But you can't, yes, Maryland did lose a lot of their millionaires when they raised the taxes on them, but you can't just move. You've got to change residency. You can't just move out of France. You've got to become a resident of another country.
Well, but the people that they're talking about and that they're after are making $2.75 million a year. And if you're making $2.75 million, you have the resources to relocate. You put $1 million in an account in Canada, and you're suddenly a resident. And that works in a lot of places around the world.
Well, like I said, I'm glad they're doing it over there. Go ahead, French taxing the French, and let them go for it, and let's watch and see if we learn something from it. But it won't happen before Election Day. That's the problem.
Now, maybe we can send Obama to France.
Yeah, he can take care of it. George Jarkesy, thank you, George. Always good to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
You bet.